You know, I have to say, the weirdest thing about the healing process and especially moving on is feeling guilty for moving on. I mean, there's no reconciling this relationship, even if she wanted to. The things I've learned in these last few months, there's no reconciling this relationship. But it's weird, like the relationship, because it was a marriage, regardless of the quality or solemnity of the marriage, because it was a marriage, it seems to me it should deserve more. I guess the word would be mourning. I'm not even going to go into that part, but mourning. So, like, looking at the relationship, not only understanding that it's over, but saying, okay, now I don't have to be stuck here. I don't have to be stuck in this pause position. Which the divorce isn't final yet, but it's getting closer. And I've come to the point where I've made peace with this divorce. Where I feel like I can move forward. Not just physically, financially, psychologically, but emotionally. Possibly even in relationships. You know, I said at the beginning of this, I'd never do this again. I'll never get married again. And I may very well never get married again. And if I don't, then I don't. And I don't really have a problem with that. I don't want to go through this again. But I've matured a lot in these last few months. Gone from a place of wanting the people around and for her to not only acknowledge the things that she's done to me and still has yet to acknowledge, but to try and be accountable for those things. I've moved from that to, oh, sorry, I don't know why I'm getting into these hiccups. But anyway, I've moved from that to understanding that some people will never do that. God standing in front of them, they'll never do that. Because some people just can't face their own demons. They don't want to believe that they have them. I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to do anything that'll hurt the kids for sure, but I don't want revenge. So long as what she does doesn't hurt the kids, I don't care what she does with her life. I've come to the point of understanding that the person I married when I was 23 years old, or about to be 23, never really existed. Now I spend my whole marriage mourning that person. So what am I really losing? I'm not losing. Aside from my kids, I'm not losing. I'm losing big with my kids. But as I've said before, whatever God's will is what God's will is. Whatever happens is what's supposed to happen, and there's no amount of regret or desire that'll change that. And if it ends up being that this restraining order she has on me becomes permanent, Well, God's got a reason for that. And it could very well be to bring me closer to Him. Whatever happens, happens. I may very well lose my rights altogether. And if that happens, it's not going to change a thing. I'll still be serving God. I'll still look at it as whatever happened is supposed to happen. And I will make the most of every opportunity placed in front of me. But yeah, back to what I was saying. The weirdest part about moving on is feeling guilty for moving on. I would talk to my therapist about this, but right now I don't have one. I want to get back into therapy, but circumstances have changed and I need more money for that. I'll work it out like I always do. And by the grace of God, I'll climb out of this hole and I'll prosper just like I did before. When she met me, I was living in my brother's duplex, making $300 a month. By the time she kicked me out, we had a house valued quite high on a hill, several vehicles, 4 kids, and a number of other luxuries. It took 16 years for me to get all that, but I did. I can do it again. And knowing what I know now, probably take less time. You know, at the end of every one of my videos, or most of my videos, I can't say every one, I say this one line. In everything that you do, try to be better. And I believe that part of that is looking at your situation objectively and saying, what can I learn from this? And how can I use this as a stepping stone for the next stage of my life? And understanding that whatever happens is supposed to happen, and no amount of effort or planning or strategizing or scheming is going to change that. So you might as well just get comfortable with it and use it to your advantage. So, as I say as often as I can, in everything you do, just try to be better.